This is Brian Drummond here, the OG voice of Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, and you're watching Anime Secrets. It's over 9,000!
Toku Secrets is a podcast run by the Anime Secrets website. Check us out at animesecrets.org for more anime, video game, tokusatsu content. Remember to follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts today.
Oh, yes! This is Goldar, and you're listening to Toku Secrets Podcast. Don't tune us out, tune us in.
Welcome to Toku Secrets. Join us as we journey into the marvelous world of Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, and many other tokusatsu. Get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. It's Morphin time! Link to the Morphin. I'm Nathan Desai, the dazzling adventurer, Spoken Silver.
I'm Patrick Allen, I'm Shinken Red.
And I'm Rizwan Merchant, Gokai Red.
And I'm Anthony Davis, also known as Sure You Agree. And we're Toku Secrets.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Toku Secrets Podcast, presented by AnimeSecrets.org. And today, amid dealing with some technical difficulties on us being able to watch some of the series that we're covering right now, just a minor setback, we're actually going to be taking a bit of a break to once again shine a light on some fan-made content. Because we definitely like to give those things a shout out when we can, whether we've been doing the audio drama or some of Zenith film stuff. But in the case of today, we are going to be taking a look at what is the first installment of a series of fan films that have all been collectively called, they're being posted on a YouTube channel known as the Megaforce Project. And what this basically is that they're doing a series of fan films that are like a reimagining of the Megaforce series for Power Rangers. So in the case of today, we're taking a look at Light of Moran. Sorry, I always botch. I always never got how we're supposed to pronounce Gia's last name. Okay, cool.
It's the Light of Moran.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
this is all about Gia. They just recently, their most recent one is a Pink Blossom, the Pink Blossom, which actually got released 4 months ago, which is all about Emma. And now they're having, at least 2 months ago, they released a trailer for Dragonheart, which obviously that's going to be about Troy. So they're doing all of these origins things to show how all of these characters became Rangers. And today we are going to be taking a look at the one revolving around Gia. And at some point very soon, if this is any indicator about how I personally felt about this, we will almost certainly be taking a look at the Pink Blossom, because if these fan films are anything like this one is, then I want to take a look at all of these things because they look awesome.
Now, I will say part of our motivation for today that my co-hosts do not know about is I actually met the guy behind this fan project, Tyler Austinell. I hope I said your last name correctly.
Okay.
So, so like a week ago or less, I don't exactly know when this happened. I was playing around on the Anime Secrets TikTok, and I saw our very amazing and dear friend, the man, the myth, the freaking legend, Mr. Ranger Stop and Pop himself, Mr. Chris Dunn, was on TikTok live, just chilling, hanging out. So I made a comment in there, and Chris brought me up onto the platform, and I was part of his live stream thing, and there was Tyler. And for the first 5 minutes, I didn't realize who he was, and I just kept talking to him, and I was like, oh, wait, you're the guy who did Light of Moran. I've watched that. Have not seen Pink Blossom yet, but we started talking. He showed me some behind-the-scenes footage of Dragonheart and told us some interesting, like, just tidbits here and there. Nothing too juicy that, that would be of interest here. But just, it was a really fun experience. And after I was like, well, now that I met this guy, I need to go off and bully my team to do this. And, well, with our recent tech issues we're facing with Watch and Go's user, RIP to Patrick's internet, we have found I have found my way to get us to watch this. So hey, here we are. Chris, I hope you enjoy our review. Tyler, thank you for putting out this amazing project, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Is Tyler in Atlanta? I'm just curious about that.
I think he is, because in one of the scenes that we'll get to later, I could very distinctly see on one of the buildings the word Georgia, but I don't know where. If it's in Georgia, I don't know where, but given they know Chris, I kind of get a feeling that this might be something based in the Atlanta area, but I'm also assuming a lot right now when I say that.
Okay, cool. I mean, filming stuff in Atlanta is kind of becoming all the rage these days. So yeah.
Tell me about it.
And they're having better luck than other projects that are not yet out yet and released.
Yeah. But anyway,
yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, Light of Moran. So to kind of sum this up, so pretty simple thing. It's about roughly just short of 40 minutes long, although you got to cut that down just a little bit given the credits. But the basic story of this is that Gia, she's a big Power Rangers fan. She has a lot of toys. She has her own Yellow Ranger hoodie. They live in Hardwood County, which is of course the place where Megaforce Rangers lived in the main series. She lives with her brother James, who we never see on screen, and her other sister. It was Lana, I believe. And Ben. At some point prior to the film, their parents died, so they're living with. So they're living together, and James is kind of being like the main caretaker, where he's working to take care of his two sisters. So it's kind of like I don't know if you've ever read the book The Outsiders, which a lot of people had to in school, then you would know that it's kind of like what Daryl is doing for Ponyboy and Soda Pop in that. Only reason I say that is because my wife and I are getting ready to go see the musical based on The Outsiders, so that's kind of really fresh on my mind. But that aside, so
I thought it was Jace. I thought his name was Jace.
What was that?
I thought
Was
the
it
brother's
Jace
name was.
or-
I thought it was Jace.
It is.
I don't know,
I think.
maybe I misheard.
What did you think the name was, Nate?
I heard James, although that might be because the speaker on my laptop might be acting weird at sometimes.
No, but what you're saying is related to an Easter egg I will throw out later on in this podcast.
Oh, okay, cool.
One you may not catch, but I'm not expecting you to.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Riz is gonna go over the Easter eggs. Like, if you've ever seen those the Jedi Squadron podcast, Riz is basically gonna do exactly what I do in those, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, so Gia is kind of troubled because she gets a lot of she's kind of a bit of an outcast at school, and she's troubled over having lost her parents, and her sister is kind of constantly criticizing her of being obsessed with her Power Ranger toys. And there's one point where she comes across a Ranger key, which is for the Yellow Megaforce Ranger powers, because the film kicked off in a flashback 5,000 years ago, where an alien that works for the Armada was battling one of the Megaforce Rangers, and she was defeated, and her powers were transferred into the key, and now Gia's obtained it, and she's able to use it to become the Yellow Megaforce Ranger. And at first, she initially decides, okay, I'm going to use this to be a hero for hire. Like she's going to be like what Luke Cage is, where she gets money, in exchange for helping out people, after she kind of becomes famous when she stops a robber from robbing a place, and she gets all over the news. In fact, we actually get one Easter egg. Sorry to steal your thunder a bit on this, Riz, but Jane from Dino Fury is shown doing a bit of a newscast over there, so that was pretty cool. And she's actually played by somebody that Riz and I met at a Ranger Stop and Pop.
Hey, you caught it!
Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah, that was one of my Easter eggs. James, also known as Beauty Baba Yaga, is the newscaster in this.
That was
Yep.
her.
Yeah.
I've seen her one of her videos. I've seen the videos on YouTube. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, she's hard to
I
miss,
couldn't
Riz.
because
So,
of the way I think the dress was kind of like throwing me off because I didn't recognize. I was like, that's you.
No, so James, I'm not gonna go and call her username because I have trouble remembering how to say it correctly. But James was actually an integral part of our first ever Ranger Stop and Pop trivia night that Anime Secrets hosted with a couple of other influencer groups at the con. And James was one of our special guests that was on stage asking questions. Actually, even the newscaster's name is also James, which I found really funny because that's her real name, and she used it, and it was pretty awesome. So yeah.
well, I thought it was supposed to be a reference to the Dino Fury character.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
The last name,
What was the last
Oh,
name
okay.
again?
Fairweather.
Ah, yeah, okay, that would do it. Okay, so you
Okay,
didn't
that's
catch
so
all
cool
of the Easter
nonetheless.
egg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking. I was like, that's Miss Fairweather's last name. That's very interesting. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
But anyway, at some point, the Loogie, the foot soldiers, based off of the BB soldiers from Gosager, show up, and because apparently they've been popping up in remote places all over the world, and they start going after her. And then when Gia initially decides that she wants to throw her powers away, she gets attacked by that alien that we saw at the beginning of the movie, and Gia is not able to activate her morpher. And when the alien attacks her, and then Lana gets killed in the crosshairs, and Gia is able to finally activate her powers, and she defeats the monster. She mourns the loss of her sister, and the episode ends with not the episode, the movie ends. Sorry, force of habit there, guys. It ends with this mysterious voice who's like a guardian angel telling her that she's meant to use her powers for the greater good. And we initially end with her using her megamorpher to morph, but then we get a post-credit scene because those are just kind of all the rage these days, where some workers who are working for someone named Mr. Goodall. Yeah, that name doesn't sound familiar at all, does it, guys? They're looking for
that.
they're looking for for something that he's supposedly going to be using for a power source. What is that, you might ask? Well, it is the pink Megaforce Ranger key. What is that all going to be about? Well, you're just going to have to catch another podcast that we do when we take a look at the pink blossom. But yeah, that is the whole Light of Moran.
Yeah. Want me to go through Easter eggs real quick, and we can start talking?
Go for it.
Okay. So Easter egg numero uno. I would hope that Nathan caught this, but I have a feeling he might have missed it, given he hasn't mentioned it yet. But a couple of months ago, give or take 6 months, maybe more or less. I don't actually know when we podcasted about this, but at some point, Nate and I had done a podcast talking about Rise of the Dragon, which is a fan project by our friend Patrick Sky, who is a really big cosplayer name in the community. So we see issue 1 of that comic just in the Power Ranger collection that is in the first scene of the movie, which I thought was a really cool touch. So it's a fan film promoting other fan work, which I thought was really awesome.
Yep.
And then the next kind of small one is in the scene where they're in a classroom and the teacher's at the board teaching about evolution and all that transformation stuff. The teacher's actually wearing a blue communicator.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I know that
Yeah.
either.
Didn't they say that his name was Burley too? Like, isn't that the same name as the
Yes.
recurring character in Megaforce?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, who was talking about? Who was that again?
Okay, so the teacher
Mhm.
and Megaforce proper, the teacher's name is Burley. They called him Burley in this as well. And the Easter egg is that he was wearing a communicator.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of like that as well, just because I don't know. Like, I always thought that it could have been a cool idea that, like, you could have had, instead of just having Mr. Burley be this random comic relief character if it doesn't do anything, you could have just had him. I don't know. You could have had him be you could have made him a completely different character who's a former Ranger and have him be like someone who's watching over the Rangers. So I don't
Yeah.
know if that was the intention or not, but. Nice job there, just with some subtlety. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I thought it was pretty awesome. Really, really just a cool little scene there. Our next one is a bit more obvious. We do get our first look at Noah. He's the guy that Gia saves from the bullies early on in the movie.
Yep,
And then he
Noah.
comes later to talk to her. And while he's talking to her, they reference a guy named Jake. Who could they be talking about, guys?
Wasn't Jake the guy who was
The bully?
Yeah, he was the
Yeah.
bully, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
So you see, Jake, you're being mean to Gia right now. Well, this is why she doesn't want to be your boyfriend later on. Maybe you should not be a jerk.
Yeah. Also in the opening scenes, there's a plethora of other comics from the Boom series. I'm not going to try and figure out what they all were, but there's just a bunch of them all over the place.
I know one of them had featured the 3 emissaries.
Yes,
they were featured prominently in the
yes,
Boom
yes.
comics later on.
Yes, I remember seeing that, but I didn't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
The next one on my list, Nathan's already kind of stolen the thunder on, but I'm going to say it again because I want to, and I love her. She's amazing. Beauty Baba Yaga was a cameo where she's the newscaster for Buzz Blast, which is a well-known news station in Dino Fury, Cosmic Fury. So that's a really cool connection to kind of bridge in other parts of the franchise into this. So that's pretty cool. And during that news segment, we get the most beautiful, amazing, angelic, and most prettiest of all Ranger ladies in the world. My lady, my waifu, the one who I will never stop simping for, Sierra Hanna, had a little cameo in the movie.
I mean, that was obvious.
Yeah, I expect to see her. That's funny.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I know when this is filmed. This little cameo by Sierra was filmed at Ranger Stop and Pop 2023.
Yeah, that looked way too obvious just from the background. I could tell that was the case.
Yeah, so I pinpointed it by looking at old photos of Sierra and figured out that that was from that year.
Yeah.
Because I was curious. So yeah, that was a pretty cool thing. And then the final one that I caught was her sister says, "Hey, I know who can help you get your powers restored. Let's go to Reefside."
Yep. Dino Thunder City.
Yep.
Did the sister somehow know Tommy or Haley? Is that a thing?
Maybe both. I don't know.
Maybe both.
We never know now that she's dead.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, okay. You could also go to Ocean Bluff and just call up RJ and ask him like who's this guy that he knows on who hacked into the morphing grid.
Yeah.
They could also go to Blue Bay Harbor and talk to Cam.
Yeah.
They could also go to Mariner Bay and talk to Fairweather.
Yeah.
Yep.
Talk to your sister. It's like, hey, your sister, your aunt, or whoever.
Yeah. So those are all the major things that I saw. The only other one that I know is not an Easter egg, but just something that reminds me of it. And I'm struggling with the name, so I'm going to ask y'all to help me with it. But that that guy that's kind of like menacing and following them all over, the big bad of the movie. He looks a little similar to the Mighty Morphin wizard guy that
Oh, the Wizard of
is present.
Deception.
That is present with the White and Green Ranger fight.
Yeah,
Yep,
that was the Wizard of Deception. Yep.
Yeah, that looked too similar to me to not be a cameo, but I can't prove it.
I mean,
Not
possibly, although it's kind of sad how this is a fan film and he actually does kind of look a bit more intimidating than the actual Wizard of Deception.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the other interesting piece is in the opening credits, they do have a credit for our good friends at Zenith Productions. Now, I think this is only the only time they have that connection. I don't think Zenith's involved in anything beyond that. And I think the role that Zenith has, I have to go back and talk with Justin later on, but I don't think it's a huge role they played in it.
Mhm.
So I think maybe like advice or something. I have to go like ask him what that was all about. But yeah.
And at the end when Gia is talking to, I guess, essentially the essence of the Yellow Ranger's powers, it kind of reminded me of the audio drama with Zeo. With them talking their I guess.
Oh yeah,
powers.
that's true. Yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional, but it kind of lives like, oh, were they tying that? Is that what they were trying to do a similar thing with Zeo the audio drama, or they just was like it's coincidence? I don't know.
Who knows?
The world will never know. I know at one point. Okay, yeah, I found a chat with me and Justin from Xena Films talking about this a couple of months ago. He said they kind of helped produce some of it, but not as much. They were supposed to do more, but schedules never really aligned, so they weren't able to help as much as they wanted to originally help. But they are good friends. Tyler and Justin are really good friends.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome.
We're gonna have to take a look at what is their Jew-Oger thing called again?
I think it's called Beast Hunters.
Okay, Beast Hunters, yeah.
The opening song's out and it's a banger.
Yeah, I can't wait to check that one out.
Yeah, I'm excited. Also, a little plug here while we're podcasting tonight. Ranger Stop in Orlando. Sorry, I almost said Ranger Stop and Pop. It's not Ranger Stop and Pop. It's Orlando. It'll be next month in Orlando, obviously. And I have been told we will be seeing people from Zenith at the convention. So, Nate, we can meet our friends finally.
Awesome.
I believe we're also going to have people from the Megaforce Story present, so we could also meet up with Tyler, and that'd be pretty cool. What I'm really hoping for, and if Mikey or whoever runs Orlando is listening to this podcast, could y'all make a panel with these creative fan productions to get together on stage and just kind of talk through some of their work and creativity and all that, please? That'd be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they should totally take our example and start shining a light more on this fan-produced content because, until we know what direction the franchise is headed, all this fan-produced content is literally all we have, guys.
Well, if you look at our other friends, we have a lot of friends in the community nowadays. The Morphing Agency, they just announced tonight that they're now working with the Ninja Kids iteration of the Yellow Ranger and getting her booked at conventions. So if that's the thing, and we're really getting certain state of the franchise, it could be that we start seeing more of the fan Rangers kind of take some prominence in the community as well in these kind of things. I would hope. It'd be cool. To me, that'd be cool.
I think they should.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ninja Kids, I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you, Nate.
No,
speaking of Ninja Kids, I've been rewatching some of the episodes on YouTube, and they hold up pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Totally. but yeah, to go back to the light of Moran, I personally really enjoyed this. And now I didn't. It took me a minute to realize I probably should have read the whole description at first to realize that this was kind of a reimagining because I initially thought that it was like more of an origins thing, but now that it's
Yeah,
when I realized it was a reimagining, that's when I kind of got more into it. I I definitely I definitely thought it was great. I like how they're starting off with Gia. Um, just because Gia didn't have a single focus episode when she was on Megaforce, so
still hate that
um,
happened.
yeah, so it was pretty enjoyable. But what did you guys think?
I
Mm,
greatly enjoyed it quite a bit. It's it's the first of presumably 5 films in the story, unless they do 6 to also cover the Super Mega Force connection, which they might. I don't know. Um, and so production value is a little bit more rough than I think the next one will be, because from what I saw in the previous thoughts of Dragonheart, production value's gone up a lot. So it is a little rougher on the edges.
yeah,
However, I
Yeah,
I greatly enjoyed the idea of Gia's story and introducing her family and kind of giving us some meat that Megaforce didn't give us.
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I was. I mean, I'm still trying to do that own little version of my Megaforce thing, and I was trying to do some like giving Gia like a sister who's sick or something because I was kind of inspired by some stuff that they did in Ghost Sager, which I mean, okay, yeah, that's probably one of the few good things about Ghost Sager is that there's something I could use to like inspire that. But I kind of like what they're doing with Gia too. I mean, but do we think that like Gia's portrayal here is a bit more true with like how she was in the show? Because even though Gia didn't have that many focus episodes, like you can't say Gia didn't have a clear character because she did.
yeah.
Like she's tough and no nonsense. She's very intelligent and she's
Yeah.
kind, but she's
Like,
also not going to take any nonsense from anybody.
yeah, like when she's on screen, like she takes focus. Like you immediately not know that she's she means business when she's on screen doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like this movie because we're seeing the origins of her learning to be that way. Like
Yeah.
she's not fully in that badass personality yet. She's growing into it because she was more of that bullied nerd. And I think that's a really interesting backstory to give to Zia. To kind of say like, hey, she's a huge nerd into Power Rangers.
Yeah.
She was also a big Overwatch fan apparently. If you
Hmm.
caught that little reference in her bedroom. Um, so I think that was all really cool stuff and a really good way to kind of tie in the character to make it more human rather than just this one-dimensional, hey, she's tough kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it gives reason for why she's tough.
I do like the nice touch that Gia is a Power Rangers fan, though, because that was something that I always kind of envisioned that I wish Megaforce had been, because that's a key part of this of the thing that I'm trying to do when I write it out. That like now, granted, in my version, like because I don't know, Harwood County just seemed like too bland of a city name, so I just kind of had it to where they live in Angel Grove, but I still have it to where like everyone is a big Power Rangers fan, and I like that, and I like the idea of it, at least one of these people, because obviously I need to watch the thing with Emma and see how they're going to do the guys as well. But at least with the fact that Gia was a big Power Rangers fan, that's something that I absolutely adore
Yeah,
because the closest we got was implying that Dustin was a big Power Rangers fan in a Ninja Storm, but even then when you consider that at the time they were trying to make it seem like every Power Ranger series before them was were fictional characters that took place in like some comic book universe. It's not really the same. So
well,
it is a pretty nice touch.
I do know in Jungle Fear when RJ asked, "Do you know the Power Rangers?" And in case it says, "Yeah, who doesn't?" And then Theo was like, "Oh, really? I almost wanted to be a Power Ranger." So that that kind of helped it a little bit because I was just kind of
Yeah,
annoyed.
that worked, but I wish that they did more specifics with that. Like here you're
Yeah,
showing specifics. Like she has a hoodie that looks like the yellow Mighty Morphin Ranger suit. We see a toy of a flip head of a Trini on her table, and we saw a couple of other toys as well. So it's very clear that like Gia loved the Mighty Morphin Rangers, and she looked up to either Trini or Aisha or some other character that might have been a Yellow Ranger in this universe. Like,
yeah,
very specific.
because it just feels like like you said in later seasons, especially oh my god, especially in the freaking Neo Saban era, like some of them just didn't know what Power Rangers were. I'm just like, how? How do you
Yeah,
not know?
yeah. Especially that like in Lightspeed Rescue when that woman is all like, "Oh, there's no such thing as monsters," and it's like, lady, your city regularly gets attacked by monsters. The Power Rangers are publicly known people who don't have secret identities. And 2 years ago, the world was attacked by aliens.
She needs her a boot.
WTF?
She needs a boot to the head. I'm sorry.
I know.
I hate that woman.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't let me get started on that other person. Are you some kind of superhero in Megaforce? And you're just like, lady, did, did you not
Yeah.
know powers existed? Even if she didn't know powers existed before this, they've been doing stuff for months. Do you
Yeah.
not watch the news?
I mean, okay, in Ninja Storm, it's forgivable because because Disney was originally wanting to reboot this series, so they were trying to make it seem like the previous seasons took place in a different universe. Now, granted, that ended up not happening, so it's kind of awkward in hindsight, but you can
Yeah,
kind of cut
especially
them a
with the
little
next
bit of
season,
slack
the
at that
Down Thunder.
point. Yeah, you can kind of cut them a little bit of slack there, given the time, but every other team that just says, "Oh, there's no such thing as Power Rangers," like it's just stupid.
I do know that that other fan made stuff I've seen, especially from like this one guy I follow on YouTube by the name of Database Ranger.
Hmm.
I think his interpretation of it was I think he in whenever he did his fan made stuff, it was so that an organization, aka Alphabet Soup, was going around just basically like erase people's memories so that they didn't know what Power Rangers existed or whatever. That would have been fine, but it's not canon, so you know.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad that Riz brought up the production value earlier. Again, I haven't seen any of these other trailers, so I I mean, if it looks better, great. I mean, I'm not really as big into the production value though, because I mean, for starters, I mean, I get it. You know, you don't have like, you don't really have that type of budget. I like that they tried to make the Loogies look as much like the show as they could. And I mean, the Yellow Megaforce Ranger suit, I mean, I don't even want to give them that much trouble for that because it actually looked half decent given the likely budget that you guys had making these films. So I'll give them an A for effort on that.
Yeah, they may not have
And
unworthy productions budget, but they did what they could.
And again, that main alien monster, I mean, Riz was saying that like he looks like he might be a homage to the Wizard of Deception. I would argue that this guy looks even more intimidating than the Wizard of Deception because in that case, because I literally watched Mighty Morphin season 2 late last year, so this is still fresh in my mind. The Wizard of Deception looks like they just bought like a $10 Halloween mask and then put like a black cloak all around it. So that was because that monster wasn't in Die Ranger. That was an original Power Rangers exclusive monster.
And
So
Riz,
yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, that's cool, fine, whatever. But is it true that the monster who was voicing him also voiced Matt from Digimon season 1?
Voiced the monster in the Mighty Morphin season.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Possibly.
His name is Michael Sorich. It's kind of hard to say his last name, but that's how it looks like when I see it.
I wouldn't find that to be too surprising though, because wasn't Digimon like weren't the dubs from like that done by Saban? Is like didn't Saban have
Saban
one?
owned
Yes.
Digimon. They own both franchises, so there's a lot of overlap.
Yep.
For example, Nate, I know you don't really know much about Digimon, but the theme that they used in the Masked Rider 3-parter in season 3 was actually a Digimon theme.
Yes.
So they just recycled it.
They recycle like a lot of Digimon music for they'll recycle a lot of Digimon music for Masked Rider in some episodes.
Yeah.
There's a dramatic music you hear like da-da-da, da-da-da.
Yeah, that's a Digimon thing first.
Yep.
Or no, actually, it might be Power Rangers first that they recycled for Digimon because the Masked Rider thing came out first, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So other way around, but same thing. It's more predominantly known in Digimon.
But yeah, just to like kind of get the general thoughts. I thought this was great. It's certainly it was definitely different compared to some of the other fan productions that we've seen. But I definitely enjoyed it, and I'm very curious to see I am curious to see what they'll do after they do the main 5 Megaforce Rangers, and what are they going to do with Robo Knight? Are they going to do something where maybe they have Orion get his own origin story, and maybe he's Robo Knight, but then he becomes and then maybe they later somehow bring the whole Gokaiger Super Megaforce thing in there. I'm very curious to see how all of that will play out. So yeah, this is definitely one that I'm going to definitely be following just as much as I'm following the audio drama and whatever Zenith Productions' latest project is, which I know right now it's Beast Hunters, but after Beast Hunters, of course. Did you guys want to say what you guys think of this?
So I think this is a great movie. It's a good origin to Gia, who we all know is my favorite Power Rangers crest of all time. For those of y'all that keep asking me in the other chats that I'm in and are listening to this, here's your answer. Gia is my ultimate Ranger crest. So you can stop asking me because now you have the answer. Other than that, though, I think it's a great beginning. I'm excited to see Pink Blossom and Dragonheart when it comes out. And looking forward to seeing just how things tie together. There's a lot of really good work they're doing here. And honestly, I think these fan products are going to be the future of the franchise for the foreseeable future. Just given Disney might have a reboot in mind. Not too many details are known about it. And the Ninja Kid thing is a collaboration with a fan production as well. So a lot of the stuff that we're going to see going forward will be fan production based until we see an official Hasbro created thing where it's not just, oh, hey, let's collaborate with this group that's been doing this for a while and just kind of ride their coattails or whatever.
Yeah.
Not to say that it's a bad thing what they're doing with Ninja Kids, because I think the Ninja Kids is also something really worthy of talking about. And at some point, I want to have a fandom podcast talking about the Ninja Kids seasons 1 and 2, because those are also pretty good.
Yeah.
I've watched the entirety of them.
And more than likely, Toei is going to try to make the Super Sentai a lot more publicly available for us here in the West, too, just to take advantage of this little lull.
Yeah, fingers crossed, y'all. We already got Zets, so I'm hoping that they'll, if it's possible, we can just get more newer Sentais on their YouTube channel as well. That'd be.
Yep. But yeah, I'm gonna give an 8.5 for this. Probably just taking a little bit off because just because of the production value, and also because maybe in hindsight I would raise it a little bit depending on where they're gonna go with this from after they've done all of the origin stories. I'm definitely very intrigued by it, but I feel I'm kind of troubled between whether I want to give it a 9 or an 8. So I think an 8.5 is perfectly fine.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Although, my it's not really a big gripe, but it's like a small, itsy bitsy, tiny little gripe that I have is that she's not blonde, and I'm just like,
Somebody has to say
I
that.
knew one of us would say it. I didn't want to be the one to say it because I don't really care, but I knew someone would say it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody had to
Like,
say it.
it's so petty. It's like, but it's just like, why aren't you blonde? Like, I'm fine with the production not being as good as it as it was. I can deal with that, but
Yeah. Well,
really,
I don't think it matters because the Red Ranger that we get in Dragonheart,
Mhm.
he's not white. He's I think he's like Native American or something from what the one photo I saw.
okay. So they're changing
Yeah.
up the okay, yeah. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I'll have to go look and see. I don't remember exactly. Hang on, I can go look while I talk. But yeah, no, I don't think they're really like pushing. Oh no, he's not. He's not. Yeah, he's a Asian guy. It looks like or something. Sorry if I'm sorry if I'm getting your ethnicity wrong. By the way, whatever your name is, I don't even know your name. But anyway, my thoughts are: this is a great movie, worthy of an 8.5. I think there's a lot of potential for great stuff to come out of it in the future. And I mean, look, somebody had to do it and make Megaforce, better. So
Yeah.
I'm glad Tyler and his crew is doing it because
And it's not that hard to do so.
it's not. Actually, I think it's harder to make it bad, which they did.
Yeah.
So kudos to Saban for making it bad because that was really hard to do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You were
The
given
real
great
challenge
footage.
is, can you make Ninja Steel or Operation Overdrive good?
I'm actually kind of curious to see if a fan production might ever take on that idea.
We'll see.
Well, okay, in Operation Overdrive's case, it's actually kind of easy to make it good because the Sentai is good. The problem with Ninja Steel is that you're adapting a bad Sentai, so like you really got your work cut out for you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, no one really asked for intergalactic wrestling ninjas to be fighting y'all, but okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, and another fun thing that I liked about this wasn't even in the video, but I watched another video about it. They did like the Sentai handoffs with each Ranger when they do their movie. So like
That's cool.
since Gia did her movie and Emma's next, they just do like a little high five and then she does a little pose at the end. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
What would you give it out of 10, Anthony?
Even though my little gripe about the blonde hair, I'm still gonna give it 8.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. Anything else we want to say before we wrap up here, guys?
There's a simple explanation for that.
Just wanted to have another excuse to use.
I was gonna say something cheesy and be like, Earth's defenders never surrender.
Hey, she did say it.
Yeah, she did.
And when she said it, it didn't sound cheesy. It sounded great.
No, it didn't.
Yeah. But yeah, that is our this is our latest review on some fan base project. We are definitely going to try to get together again to do the Pink Blossom and just for some updates on people who are curious about us covering other fan base content. We are actually going to try to review the first half of the Zio audio drama after episode 6 comes out, because apparently Carl has reached out to us and said that if we try to do the whole season, it's going to be like probably over a year from now before we're able to do it. So yeah, we're
If
just
not
going to do
longer.
If not longer, okay.
a lot longer.
If not longer.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to try to do the first 6 episodes of Zio, which to my knowledge they just recently released the 4th episode. So
which I have a voice cameo for.
Yeah. Yeah, and I totally wanted Riz to just flex that, which was totally the reason why I brought this up.
Yeah. Also, the voice cameo is me yelling at Nathan.
Which Nathan, me or the burrito?
You.
Nathan? Oh, wow. Okay. Awesome. Then I guess I appear off screen too.
You appear off screen. You're getting yelled at by me, so everything's according to nature right now.
Awesome. But yeah, that's when we're going to be taking a look at Zio, and then we'll do the second half of that whenever it's appropriate. We're of course going to take a look at Beast Hunters whenever Zenith Films releases that. So we definitely got some fan base content that we're going to be taking a look at as well. But when we return to you guys next time, we're going to try to get caught up with Go Juger, even though we're all kind of getting fatigued by that.
I didn't, because I didn't watch any episodes till recently. So
yeah. But yeah, we're gonna try to get up to Go Juger episode either 33 or 34 with over these next 2 weeks, and after that we will resume Maji Ranger because we have to have we're at least taking a look at one good Sentai, so we can at least be happy about that. And then after that, we'll be taking a long needed, much needed break from Sentai to take a look at some Metal Hero stuff, so that we can finally say that we've covered something from all major shows in the tokusatsu genre. So yeah, we definitely got a lot of stuff planned for you guys well into 2027 and probably beyond that with all the stuff that we have scheduled. But
and we have Kamen Rider Zeps that we're also working on.
Yep. We'll be taking a look at that around the time when probably in a couple of weeks actually, because we're probably going to want to cover like maybe the first 6 or 7 episodes, with the exception of the first one that we already took a look at. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff planned for you guys, and we hope you guys will join us for all of it. But until then, we will see you guys later. Bye for now.
If you enjoyed listening to the Toku Secrets Podcast, please check us out at animesecrets.org and follow us on all our social media pages such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And also feel free to check out our other podcasts, including Anime Declassified and the Jedi Squadron. You can also leave us any feedback you'd like to offer us directly on our website. If you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes, we thank you so much, and please leave us a rating out of 5 stars. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed, and leave any comments down below, as we love to take the time to read comments left on our channel and give our fans, shout-outs. If you have any seasons of Super Sentai, Power Rangers, or other tokusatsu shows that you'd like for us to check out, please don't hesitate to say so in your feedback. With all that said, we thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our podcast, and we will see you next time as we continue our never-ending journey through the world of tokusatsu. But until that time, you all stay safe, we love you, and may the power protect you.